Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your Manchester United versus Chelsea match preview. This, when it comes to the big games, they don't get much better than this one. As you can see, we're not at home. We are currently in the wild depths of the jungle. We've got some beautiful old trees and some crusty old wood behind me. But we're not going to go through anything crusty today. We're going to go through the meat, the potatoes, and hopefully the gravy poured on top at the very end of what could be a sumptuous weekend of football for Chelsea Football Club. We go to Old Trafford, the bogey ground, the bogey team, the side that we don't really do very well against, apart from last time out at Stamford Bridge. You guys remember it. The Premier League uploaded a 25-minute video this week, if you forgot, to remind us where Cole Palmer scored the latest ever winning goal in Premier League history. Chelsea won that match 4-3. I remember I was at my girlfriend's mum's house. I was watching the game and I wasn't really thinking too much of it. I thought, this is classic, Chelsea Man United. United are going to win. We've got 10 minutes of added time or whatever it was. And Chelsea equalised. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't bad. A 3-3 draw. At least it's an entertaining game of football. Palmer puts it in the back of the net. It was wild. It was incredible. It was a huge win. And I think you could maybe argue like a watershed moment in terms of like everybody mainstream just accepting that Chelsea have got a real talent on their hands. Yes, he used to be a Manchester United fan when he was a kid, but Palmer says he wants to stay at Chelsea for his whole career. And if that isn't a good enough reason to smack a like rating on this video and subscribe to the George Benson football channel, then I don't know what is. There is added spice to this game, and we're talking about some chopped Thai finger chilies kind of level of spice here, because Erik ten Hag, who was the Manchester United manager, much to everybody's delight, to be quite honest, because you could see that Manchester United were not going anywhere with that bald Dutchman as their manager. It was, to be honest, every week watching Man United was like watching paint dry, but ever so slightly less entertaining than that, if it's a decent shade of blue or orange or any colour for that matter. United were atrocious. They sack Erik ten Hag. Within 2 or 3 days, they've scored 5 goals in a match, having only scored 8 all season. So when a manager gets fired, quite often some of the players, if they really like the manager, can be a little bit upset for a while. But then as footballers who've got short careers, who know someone else is coming in, all of a sudden they got it in their brain. They're like, all right, well, we're going to get rid of all of these old tactics that weren't quite delivering. We're 14th in the Premier League table. And I think when you're at a club like Manchester United, as much as I don't like United, there's absolutely no denying that they're one of the biggest football clubs in the world. So if you're a Manchester United player and the manager's been sacked and you know that the fans have been on your back, they've been on his back for time, there is an absolute onus and importance to bounce back. The new manager bounce it's almost like the opposite of a disease in football. If you fire the manager, best believe at least for 2 or 3 games afterwards as a fan, you're going to be excited again because the players will just miraculously be up for it again. The players will miraculously want to give 110%, and lo and behold, when a manager's fired, results tend to improve, even just for a little bit of time, even with teams down at the bottom. And United are 14th in the table. Now, the thing that we've got to discuss here is Ruud Van Nistelrooy is the interim manager. Ruben Amorim is the manager who is now confirmed by both United, the Premier League as well, by the way. I have never seen the Premier League give so much attention and love to one club. Like, it's a bit odd. You'd think the Premier League account was basically Manchester United this week, so not expecting any refereeing decisions to go in Chelsea's favour tomorrow, but that's a conversation that we'll leave to the watch-along and the 6 things we learnt video, won't we? Ruben Amorim's coming in, a manager that has very clear, defined tactical instructions. Is it a good thing that he's not already in the dugout? I'm going to say no, it's not a good thing. Because even if he was in the dugout, you know that there isn't going to be enough time to actually install any kind of new system. The players won't have had enough time to understand the tactics and trial them and error them. So I think the fact that he's not there actually goes against all kind of favour here for Chelsea, because what the players are going to know is that they're basically auditioning here under Ruud Van Nistelrooy. They're going to give 110%. I think just on the basis of like, would you listen to Ten Hag or would you listen to Van Nistelrooy? I don't know about you lot. I've actually been with Ruud Van Nistelrooy on a yacht in Panama. Crazy story. I'll probably insert some photos or video or something on the screen now. I like Ruud Van Nistelrooy. He talks really well. So if I'm a footballer, I'm listening to Big Ruud. That was actually a subtle flex that was actually not subtle at all, but I've forgotten about that experience. Crazy. These Man United players will absolutely be up for this. It's Chelsea. They've got a brilliant record against us at their home. And for Chelsea, it's about like zoning out. It's about the Pedro Neto, fingers in your ears. Don't listen to any of this. Play our game. Ignore it. Maresca so far this season has shown that opponent by opponent, he can deliver. He can change things. He can alter the way that we're going to approach it in order to get the best out of what we've got. Don't focus on what's coming our way. We know the crowd are going to be behind them. We know the players are going to have an added bounce, an added energy that watching Manchester United games can't really prepare you for because of that post-manager sacking bounce. Chelsea have just got to focus on us. We've got a brilliant team. We've got a great manager. And it's time that we bounce back from that defeat against Newcastle, which rattled me a little bit, got under a few people's skin. We want to win the Carabao Cup. Apparently it doesn't matter. All right then. Well, if that doesn't matter, show me what does. And if a Premier League game at Old Trafford doesn't matter, then I'm going to question what we're doing here, because that would be a joke, wouldn't it? So without any further ado, we're going to build the Chelsea 11 that I think beats Manchester United, and stay tuned to the end of this video to find out what the score's going to be. I'm not even calling it a prediction anymore. I'm telling you, this is what it's going to be. The goalkeeper is Robert Sanchez. And look, this is a plea here to Mr. Robert. If you're watching this video, which I kind of hope you're not, you're probably not. I want you to be practicing being a goalkeeper, please, not watching GBFC. Just put in an above average performance, please. Don't give the ball to a red shirt. Don't kick the ball out for throw-ins when all you've got to do is find the man wearing blue. And I know this is definitely not blue. It's more like Man United than anything else. But like, please, okay? Put in the performance that we saw at the end of the Forest game. Put in the performance that we saw that won us 3 points away at Bournemouth. Do that tomorrow, please. It's all that I'm asking. I know it's a lot, but please just do it for me, okay? Moving in to the Chelsea back four. Big debate, this one. Big debate, because Maresca loves Malo Gusto. Marc Cucurella played 90 minutes against Newcastle. Statistically, by far our best player also, by the way. Cucurella's stats in that game were fantastic, despite how bad the collective performance was. But we are going here, and I'm putting Cucurella in. This is the team that I want to see. I don't think it will be this. I think Gusto will be there instead. Reece James, Fofana, Colwill, Cucurella. That's what I would love this to be. I want to see Reece James as a right back. I want to see Reece James getting forward. I think if he's fit now, this is the kind of match where you unleash him. I think Man United this season have looked so susceptible to weakness all over the field. And I think in a game like this, Chelsea have got to show their muscle, use their muscle, and be bold, be brave, be brutal. You know, go to Old Trafford and be like, we've got a flipping good team here. And we don't want to be letting Man United start to chase us down again. We're fifth right now. We want to be in the top four. We want to be keeping pace with Arsenal, who come to Stamford Bridge next week. So for me, you put the players that are best in their positions for this game. Malo Gusto's not a left back. So for Man United away, I'm putting a left back who's a flipping European champion at left back. And I'm adamant about this. This is what I want to see. If Gusto's there and he does well, I wouldn't be surprised, because Malo Gusto's a great footballer. But I think Marc Cucurella is better as a left back right now. That's what I believe. We move into the midfield. 2 enforcers, 2 engines, and 2 cog turners. 2 WD-40 spray cans. Lavia and Caicedo. This is the oiled machine that we need at Chelsea right now. What we've got with these 2 players is players that can keep the ball, retention, keeping hold of it, not giving it away. The pass accuracy against Newcastle in the Prem last weekend, 95 and 94%. Sensational. That's what we need. We need players that won't give the ball away. As well as that, we need a bit of steel. We need a bit of grit. We need strength in the middle of the park. And I think we get that with this combination. It's still a little bit raw. It's not perfect. I still think Chelsea at times look as though we're going to get overran against midfielders that kind of pack that central area. Sorry, against teams that pack that central area. But Lavia and Caicedo is the combination for me. Moving into the Chelsea attack. Neto on the left, Cole Palmer in the 10, Noni on the right and Nicholas Jackson up top. I know you saw Nkunku in the thumbnail, but, you know, I've got to get you guys in. You know, it's clickbait, but, like, is it really clickbait? I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts on that in the comments if you want to bash me for it. But Nicholas Jackson absolutely has to play right now for Chelsea. I think he's been brilliant this season. The way that his game's evolved, it's elevated. He's become almost a complete striker. In times, in moments, of course, you've got to do that consistently to be labelled that. Like, Harry Kane is a complete striker. You know it. He's been doing it for 10 plus years. Jackson's got to keep these levels up now. And I think the way he does that is by keep playing his football, keep doing it autonomously. Don't overthink, Nico. Keep doing what you're doing right now. 21 touches he had the other day, 3 key passes and a goal. That's fantastic. If your striker's doing that, with Jackson, you know he's going to want to get involved with the play. But if he's having a quiet day, just finish your chances. And I think there is absolutely going to be an abundance of potential chances here for Chelsea. I think realistically, regardless of the manager bounce or whatnot, I think Chelsea are a much better side than this Man United team. We've got better players. We look significantly more together as a collective, as a group. And I think we're going to win this game. And I know this is the bit you've all been waiting for. You want to know what the score's going to be, don't you? It's going to be 3-1 to Chelsea, you know. Jackson's going to score. Palmer's going to score. Don't care who scores for Man United, but I think they'll score. And Levi Colwell's going to score. Now, if that actually happens, that will be like the pinnacle and the best of all predictions that I've made so far. Say a centre-back's going to score and win 3-1 at a ground you never win at would be absolute lunacy. It'd be redonkulous. But it's going to happen, all right? If it doesn't, I mean, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Let me know your Chelsea 11 in the comments down below. Let me know what the score's going to be in the comments down below. And if you want to get yourself anything from the Chelsea Megastore, there's a QR code on the screen. Use the discount code GBFC10. Don't say I don't do anything nice for you. And secondly, make sure you stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be live for a watch along tomorrow. It's going to be a marathon. Going to go live for the Spurs game before. We're just going to run it through. Keep chatting with you lot, keep building up to the game, and then of course 6 things we learned. It's your bread and butter after every match. Enjoy that one, enjoy your weekend as well. And I'm gonna go and climb these trees behind me because that's what you do when you're in the jungle anyway. Hopefully I didn't film the brick wall that's behind me this time because that was a disaster last time. Let's give it a go. Let me see. Here we go. Oh. Yes! I did it! It was the right way. Georgie's just been waiting over there with some rambutans. Yes. We're going to go for dinner now. See you guys in a bit.